Hi, Scorpio. It's your girl Alex, and I'm back again to bring you guys more messages from the universe. Thank you to all of my Scorpio Nation. Let's see what the universe has for you, Scorpio. Ooh, Two of Cups. Ooh, Knight of Swords. Star card. Superstar. Ooh, Knight of Cups. Where's the bullshit? Where's the bullshit? There we go. There we go. One more. Oh, lovers. Oh, I just got chills and I don't even know why. So, this is looking like a big old fat love reading. Page of Pentacles and offer. God, I'm getting chills. I haven't even started. Ooh, King of Pentacles, my Mr. and Mrs. Right. Oh my God. Y'all see this? Mm, mm, mm. Three of Wands. Two of Pentacles. Hermit. All right, the Knight of Cups again. So we got, say, double. Right? We got Two of Cups, Knight of Cups, Knight of Cups. We got Wands, Wands. Somebody's ready to move forward and make you an offer you can't refuse. Two of Cups and a Star card. Somebody feels like they're ready and open to emotionally connect. Yeah, Scorpio. You know something, Scorpio, when you fall in love and your heart is triggered, it's like, watch out. Because you can solve world hunger like that. You can bring peace on earth with your big, amazingly beautiful heart. But you're waiting for some sort of financial burden to be released. You have a couple of options ahead of you, and you're thinking about all the possibilities. The Lovers and the Knight of Cups. So it kind of feels like with whatever this is, it definitely is mutual. Uh-huh. Oh, yes, it is. Yes, it is. All right. Emperor. Power and control. There we go. Thank you, Moses. I was going to say Ten of Wands, which is blockages and burdens, which kind of says that somebody's waiting on their finances, some sort of recuperating finances, right? They're looking for, they're saving their nest egg, they're building up their finances. Star card, more duality. There she is. I was wondering if she was going to come out. We got the Knight out here twice. I'm like, where's she at? Where's my divine partnership? The Hermit. Ooh. The Lover. Ooh, ooh. Okay. Angels, this is not a test. Okay. So, this with the Emperor here and the Page of Pentacles, this is a strong offer. I think Angel said something like an offer you couldn't refuse, or more likely, an offer you shouldn't refuse. Now, with that Emperor there, that to me says that somebody is dead ass, which for those of you who don't know what that means, it's very serious. Right now, there are a lot of blockages related to their independence, what they can commit to. They're holding on, but about to release a lot of burdens and things that are holding them back. Um, to me, the Ten of Wands usually represents your baggage, right? Your baggage, you know what I mean? Not necessarily the people or person that you're dealing with. So bad habits and, um, you know, carrying things over from previous relationships, carrying trauma from childhood, right? Just walking around carrying things that you should have released a long time ago, but somehow or another they've piled up. But I do kind of feel I do feel like with this star card here, some of you could be accelerating some sort of healing to help promote this connection. The Five of Wands is, a battle of wits, kind of going back and forth, struggling, going back and forth, not necessarily being comfortable with something. Angels just said Five of Wands, Six of Wands, right? So it kind of feels like whatever these wands are, whatever this baggage is, whatever holds you back, it could be piss poor thinking, it could be low self-esteem, right? Every one of these wands represents something that tends to trip you up and hold you back and block you and arm wrestle you and put you in a chokehold, right? Just the 10 of wands, that again, something that's not just heavy within your energy field or your energy core, but definitely something also that keeps you from moving forward. That's the most critical thing. And I kind of feel like it's time to have a conversation with yourself, your higher self, your angels, ancestors, whomever, on how do we go about releasing these, right? The tens in the tarot represent completion. Nines are fulfillment, right? Hey, you won. The tens is handing you the trophy and your check, okay? So I kind of feel like there is some sort of soul searching, right? Angels just pointed to the hermit. There's some sort of soul searching, some sort of introspection that a lot of you could be going through to help clear away old baggage and old debris. Some of you have had challenges with connecting on an emotional level. And again, not to repeat myself, it's due to these 10 wands. The 10 of wands technically is the only bad card on the table. So everything is going to be because of the 10 of wands. Okay. 5 of wands is controversy, chaos, competition as well. So somebody is wishing that by the time they get rid of these 10 wands, that to an extent you'll be available for them to make some sort of powerfully, um, I'm hearing passionate, inspirational offer, right? Because the star card does also represent wishes, wishing, oh my God, I hope they feel the same way. Oh my God, I hope this is a possibility. Now, as always, you got a lot of cups here, you got a couple of twos here, a few twos here, and you got the lovers here twice. So this does not necessarily have to do with a person you're connecting with. It could be also about something that's near and dear to your heart that you're too afraid to want for fear that you won't get it. Okay, like a job or a car or a house or an approval for a loan. Some of you are waiting for, like, the coast is clear. You're waiting for the green light before fully giving yourself permission to connect again to something. Now that page of wands, you're going to get that message, right? Because the pages in the tarot are messengers. I have the page of pentacles here. So there definitely is an offer on the table. Again, I just kind of feel like somebody needs to take strategic action to guarantee success. And whomever this is with the emperor here, they're definitely wanting to guarantee success, right? The emperor is only going to yell charge when the timing is right, right? When she has a window, an opening, a sweet spot to be able to seize some sort of opportunity. Yeah, whatever this is, Ace of Wands, Page of Wands, um, it definitely feels synchronistic. And I also have to say this. big ass disclaimer. Just because the universe sends you new love or sends you Ron doesn't mean it's comes with a bow and it's supposed to be perfect and this is your life partner and you can live happily ever after. No, that shit comes with controversy and you still have to work through your childhood or past life bullshit, right? So it's almost like, you're in college and you get all the classes that you want, all the subjects you want, but you still have to do the work. Okay? Big ass disclaimer. Um, so that was the Page of Wands and the Eight of Wands. So we got the Two of Pentacles. There's a lot of thought. There's thought from you. There's thought from the other person that you're dealing with. There is mutual feelings here. There's mirroring here. Two of Cups, Knight of Cups, Knight of Cups. Got the Ace of Cups, Queen of Cups, King of Pentacles, Page of Pentacles, right? So, and again, you got 3 twos here on the table. So again, it looks like you are dealing with some sort of counterpart where you're hoping, you're praying, you're wishing that you guys can meet happily in the middle. My angels also said, too, there are some of you out there that's waiting for some sort of money, right? It feels like some sort of award or reward, right? Bank approval, offer received, offer accepted, on a house. It feels like there's this lump sum money, something that's incredibly important, but something that is very high in value that you're waiting for to see if it's really going to pan out, if you're going to be afforded this opportunity, afforded this new beginning. Now I have the Ace of Wands here, wink wink, and I have the overflowing Ace here as well, the Ace of Cups. If I was a betting woman, I would say definitely this has everything to do with love, right? It's almost impossible not to read this as a love reading. Got the lovers here twice, right? But I do kind of feel like you absolutely want to control. Again, being very strategic, very pragmatic about how you go about connecting to whatever this is you're trying to connect to. Okay. Again, if I was a betting woman, I would give this 2 thumbs up, 5 stars. I would swipe right on it instead of swiping left. um, if this were me, I would go for it because when you look at the wands, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 2, 4, 6, right? Wands in the tarot represent forward action. You're juggling here, going back and forth. You're overthinking this. This has to do with your heart, Scorpio, because you are overthinking like a mug. Should I? Shouldn't I? Should I? Shouldn't I? Should I? Shouldn't I? You open with the Two of Cups. You close with the Ace of Cups. I have the Lovers here. I have the Emperor here. So for a lot of you, you are trying your arse off to practice emotional intelligence. You're trying to control your emotions. But right now, your emotions are, at that floodgate, like, let me in. Let me in. What do we have? I just said your emotions are at that door, just like, let me in. The energy is gaining momentum. It's definitely here with the Eight of Wands. Something is picking up speed, and Scorpio's trying to be like, whoa, Nelly. That Knight of Swords there, that's a pretty quick moving knight. So angels are saying the way that it's okay for you to engage in whatever this opportunity is, they're saying something, it's almost like the universe is going to clear a path for you, and you're just going to be able to kind of quote unquote ride the wave of divine timing and divine order. Your hard work is paying off. Yeah, this almost feels like the night before Christmas or the morning of Christmas, and you look under the tree and Santa has brought you exactly what you asked for to the T. Angels just said fated union, maybe? Nothing is set in stone. Nothing is yet set in stone. Yet set in stone. Yet set in stone. And again, I know nothing is yet set in stone because I have the Two of Pentacles here with the Page of Wands, right? So here's the offer. It's reasonable, and this is the answer. And the answer is a bit ambiguous, right? Somebody's going back and forth. It's almost like they're not necessarily they don't necessarily have a firm answer, right? It could be an answer like, yeah, you're approved for the loan, but we're going to pay it out in three distributions. You know what I mean? So, and again, it's just because this is not a clear answer. It's an answer, it's just conditional, if you will. You and your loved ones are safe. Yeah, you and your loved ones are safe means whatever this is not going to disrupt your household, your family, the family dynamic, your communal dynamics. Balance spirituality and practicality. Balance spirituality and practicality. Okay, adjustments are required. See what I'm saying? My angel said there's some sort of negotiations. The knights in the tarot represent back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, right? It's like, tell the queen, I don't accept her offer. Here's my counter offer. The knight takes it back to the queen. The queen is like, he said, what now? You tell old King Ron that I reject his offer, and if he wants to talk to me, he needs to bring his king ass in here, right? Then the knight goes back to the king, right? There's this dialogue, this back and forth, but it feels like in the end, there's going to be satisfaction all around. So this kind of feels like some sort of negotiating. And my angels just said, when you say, Alex, about the approval for the loan and then paying it out in three different payments or distributing it three times, it's almost like whatever this is, the universe is not going to drown you by those floodgates opening, right? It'll open and close, open and close. It'll douse you a little bit, to get you acclimated. And then you can, kind of get used to this. So whatever this is, Scorpio, in your life, it is fucking awesome. I do kind of feel like for many of you, it is safe to proceed, especially if whatever this is near and dear to your heart. If it holds high importance, it's okay to proceed. You're just going to need some negotiating. All right, guys, I'm going to go ahead and leave it here. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, comment. I still read your comments. I love you guys. And yeah, I will see you guys in the next one. Bye.